most Americans, he is their protector in the time of crisis. He is the enforcer of the laws of the land. He is a friend to a lost child and an enemy to those who would seek to destroy your person and property. But to a large segment of Buffalo's various black communities, and in other black ghettos of big and small cities, the definition of a policeman is something altogether different.
In this day and time, black youth in general can deal with black more so than white. I think it's just a resentment against whites in general. I feel that if a law enforcement officer, if he's black, can deal with the blacks on a better level.
I feel that the white policemen are wrong in the way they go about doing things. When you need them, they're not here, and when you want them, you got to look all over for them.
Why do you feel the white policemen don't understand?
Because they don't have the background, basically, to understand it. They come from prejudiced communities anyway, and it's very difficult for them to understand what's going on in this community.
There is no question that if this attitude is going to change, it's going to take a lot of hard work by both the citizens and the police department.
We've had a black woman who we received reports that she was allowed to parade through police headquarters while under arrest in nothing but panties and bra. We had a black man who was taken to court, to city court, in nothing but his red underwear. We feel that this is very dehumanizing.
Last night we received a visit by the Buffalo Police Department. About 4 to 6 cars came and blocked off the area right in here. And we received a knock at our door. And all of a sudden, everyone just left. We noticed pigs up on the roof. We noticed pigs going in the side of the building with sniper rifles with telescopic sights on it. We had an official from the Buffalo Police Department inform me that they were setting up. I believe it was Pig Felicetta. He was oinking at his other officers that they were planning to have someone make a mysterious call saying they seen a man walk into Panther headquarters with a gun, and they were all gonna rush in here and kick the door in under that pretense. See, and like I say, we must judge them by this social practice, and they've been known to do things like this.
If citizens see a crime being committed, and particularly if it's being committed by a brother, and you turn this person in, you know, the one thing that's in the back of your mind is that, my Lord, is the guy going to be beaten, you know, instead of just arrested and held over for trial. So it's a real problem, and as consequently, a lot of people just won't report, you know, crimes. The other problem, of course, is the threat of the criminal coming back and getting even with the person who reported on him. But we don't see that as being nearly a problem as the one where the people are just don't want to be involved in getting somebody's head beat when they should be arrested.
Well, it wasn't nobody here at the time but my daughter and my son, and there was a knock on the door, and I went to open the door, and the 2 officers was at the door, and I asked them, could I help them? They in turn told me that they were looking for a Joan Wilson, and I didn't know a Joan Wilson at that time, and I told them that I was not Joan Wilson. One officer was a little intoxicated, and I kept telling him I wasn't Joan Wilson, and he kept saying I was. Then from one nasty word to another nasty word led off. He said something, and I said something to him that wasn't corrected, and we started fighting. And from that incident, it was me and my kids, and we was fighting officers, and they beat me real good, beat me so bad that I had to end up going to the hospital. And I went to the hospital bleeding from all parts, because that's how they had kicked me and beat me. They handcuffed me, took me to Buffalo General, wouldn't take the handcuffs off me so the doctor could examine me. And the doctor had told them that they wasn't going to wait on me unless they take the handcuffs off so that they could examine me. And at that time, it took about an hour or 2 hours for them to take the handcuff off. When the doctor examined me, and I was bleeding, so it's been so long that all I knew I was bleeding. And when the doctor got through with me, they arrested me and took me straight from Buffalo General in handcuffs to the Erie County Medical Center, to the holding center. And I was in the holding center a couple of days until I got out.
We have people here who are representing themselves, can speak on a number of things that have been taking place in regards to misconduct of police, and just continued police harassment throughout the city. We want to stop.
Yes, but if it's okay with you, we are here prepared to stay until we get redress in reference to the brutality against our community. So we would want to wait here until the commissioner arrives.
The incident that we're mainly concerned about, I'm not saying that Mrs. Calhoun didn't make some mistake. None of us know too much about the law, and we are not taught too much about the law. And maybe she made a mistake, but we can't really understand what, being an officer, what would give him the right to kick a woman until she bleeds and have to take her to the hospital. And then getting in the hospital, why wouldn't the authority, whoever he was, respect the doctor, take the handcuffs off of her, and let him treat her without having a hassle?
I depend a great deal upon the staff that is around me. These men are as God-fearing as I am, who are around us. Not all, we appreciate that, and this is what we're trying to do, to weed out those individuals in our administration, regardless of what department, I don't specify any one department, who aren't doing what we think should be done for our community.
The mayor had said and that he was very sorry that the incident had happened. He knew it was not correct, but there was nothing else he could do about it. To be honest, it hasn't changed at all. Matter of fact, it's gotten worse. I've noticed now if the police have beaten you up in the years of the time that they have beat me up, and you can't do anything about it. There's no help. There's nobody you can go to, because the police have come up with something that they said you did just in order for them to look good. There's no better. It's no better. Not at all.
Outside of poor quality education and unemployment, police brutality was another pressing issue that B.U.I.L.D fought against. The 12th Precinct on Genesee Street had been notorious for acts of violence against the residents of the community. And in May of 1975, when an East Side mother complained that her son and daughter were beaten by officers from the 12th Precinct while attending a carnival in Humboldt Park, the B.U.I.L.D organization decided that enough was enough.
The matter of police brutality is an old and established practice in this city. It happens almost daily. This we will no longer tolerate. We issue this statement as a warning to this city and this system that if these acts of police brutality continue, that as leaders of this community, we will use whatever methods at our disposal to bring down the wrath of 100,000 plus black citizens against this oppressive system. This we promise.
give you my solemn word, you will get the fullest cooperation in weeding out, if in fact there are individuals in the police department, or any department for that matter, that are extremists in the sense to create disturbances in our community, regardless of color.
Things were changing. There were a lot of complaints coming out of the 12th Precinct about the police officers and the manner in which they handled the people they were arresting, their young black men. We thought it was going to get worse. Summer was coming on, and we thought we needed to do something.
There were so many beatings. I mean, people were taken into that police station, and they were taken out of there in ambulances, you know. I mean, from there you went to the emergency ward. I mean, they were cracking heads and talking down to people. I mean, men, women, and children.
So we came up with this idea that we would go there and watch the action there for 1 week, 7 days. When we first went in and told them what we wanted to do, they thought it was okay. They agreed to it, gave us chairs where our people could sit and so on.
We had shifts, you know. We'd go in and a person would observe them for a couple hours, and you know, the shift would change, and you know, we did that for about 4 days. And all we did was sit and look at them, you know. I mean, we would just sit and look, you know. And then, all of a sudden, I think it was a police lieutenant, decided, he says, the hell with this. He says, I don't want to be observed anymore. So, I mean, they, you know, out of the clear blue sky, I mean, they just couldn't deal with it. They just couldn't deal with being watched.
It became too annoying for some of the officers. By the second day, none of the officers out of the 12th Precinct was bringing anybody in. They were taking them to other precincts. So at that moment, they wanted us to leave, and when we refused to leave, they arrested us.
We said that you have not addressed the problem. We're not the problem. Your policemen are the problem, and we're not going to leave. So we were arrested, placed in the paddy wagon, and I remember going down to police headquarters, and in the paddy wagon was a ferocious German Shepherd dog. And the dog was trained, I think, to scare you, but not to bite you. But we didn't know it. And on the way down from the precinct to the police station, to the police headquarters, all we can do back in that paddy wagon was dodging that German Shepherd. We were glad when we got out of that paddy wagon and placed into confinement.
We were charged with trespassing, although, but the judge released all of us, and what did he do? He said that we were guilty of the charges, but he was going to dismiss them, and so we were released.
But it was something that I will always remember. We were just sitting, and all of a sudden, I don't want to be observed anymore. You know, this is the police. You know, it was really interesting to watch them, to watch their reaction to being watched.